Check 1, 2.
Go! Curious about real estate?
Yes!
Then you've come to the right place. Get the knowledge you need. Get over the fear and get started. This is the Michael Quarles Real Estate Show with your host, Michael Quarles.
Michael, I'm going to be asking you some questions. I just need you to throw out whatever answers come to mind. They're not in any order. Some of them will sound very, very similar, just to see what comes out of your mind there and out of your mouth. There we go.
Okay.
Where are you calling me from?
Where am I calling you from? Outstanding. We're actually local investors who buy houses throughout the country. Did you have a house you were hoping to sell?
Who are you?
Who am I? That's an outstanding question. My name is Alex, and my job is to gather information so we can make you a fair, reasonable offer on your property. Did you have a home you were hoping to sell?
What is your first and last name?
My first name is Alex. It's our company policy that we don't share our last name. I hope you can appreciate that. How can I help you today? Did you have a house you were hoping to sell?
How do you buy houses?
Well, that's a great question. How do we buy houses? We buy houses all kinds of different ways. And in fact, of what we have found, and we're batting actually 1,000, we're almost better than those baseball players, is we have found with all the houses that we have bought, everybody has agreed to the way we buy them. They both have agreed to the price and the terms.
How can you buy my house without ever looking at it?
How can I buy your house without ever looking at it? Actually, we are going to look at it. Once we determine a price and you'd agree to that price, we're actually going to send some inspectors and some contractors out to tell us things about your house that we don't yet know. They're going to confirm the information that you gave us today so we can fall forward and buy your house and close on the day of your choice.
How much will you pay for my house?
How much am I going to pay for your house? That's an excellent question. We're going to pay the exact amount that you agreed to.
Well, what's your offer?
What's my offer? Are you asking me to just throw out a number without knowing any information about your house? Because I can tell you what will happen if I do. One of two things are going to happen. One, I'm going to hear a click, which I don't want to hear. Or secondly, you're going to come over here and try to beat me up, and I don't want that to happen either. Because you know more about your house right at the moment than I do, I need you to just simply tell me the amount that you're willing to sell your house for, what we call the walkaway money after all the costs, repairs, and closing fees are paid. And remember, we pay all those costs. So once we pay off your mortgage and pay all those costs, what amount of money do you want to put in your pocket at the end of the day?
What are you looking to pay for it?
You know, at this point, I don't know what your house looks like, the condition it is in, or any of those other factors that would create a win-win offer to you. And again, if you wanted me to just throw out a number, the number would have to be so ridiculously low, it wouldn't make sense for you. How much were you hoping to sell your house for? The amount of money that what we call the walkaway money.
Well, why my house?
Well, why your house? That's a terrific question. It must have qualified. What we do is we go into an area like yours and we determine the houses that qualify to be purchased. You must have done such an outstanding job on your home that it came up on our survey as houses that we want to buy. So what we did is we went out down to public record and we asked public record a series of questions, and your house was included in those answers. An outstanding thing. Did you have a house you were hoping to sell?
Who told you I was selling?
Actually, who told you you were selling? Actually, no one did. We were hoping that you were selling. Did you have a house you were hoping to sell?
And what would make you think that I'm selling?
We have no idea if you were selling or not. We were just hoping you were selling. Were you hoping to sell your house?
Well, why don't you just look it up online
Why don't we just look it up online? Well,
instead of asking me all these questions? That's where I'm going at.
Well, instead of asking you all these questions, well, we find because you know your home better than Google does, because you know your home better than any online service provider out there, we would rather talk to you about your house. And besides that, Google can't sell me your house. Only you can.
You have access to all that information.
We do have access to quite a lot of information. The information that we don't have access to is what's inside of your brain, the things that you care about, those things that are important to you. So through our series of questions, we can determine how to make the right offer for you and create win-win situations. And you can become one of the many people that we've bought a house from successfully.
Well, how long is this call going to take?
Well, the call's going to take as long as it needs to satisfy your interest and to actually come to an agreement to buy your house.
Why do you need to know all that?
Why do we need to know all that? Another outstanding question. We have found that much like when you would go to the doctor's going to give you a thorough examination before he comes back to you and says, this is what's going on. Well, we have to do the similar kinds of things. So we're going to ask you a bunch of questions. I know it's going to take a little longer than it should, but through these questions, we're going to arrive at the best opportunity for both of us. Let me ask you this question, because I know it's important to you. You want us to be thorough and not overlook anything. You would rather us do the best job we can instead of just doing like half the job, wouldn't you?
I want you to make me an offer.
We're going to make you an offer as soon as we get done asking you all these questions that are so incredibly important. We can make you that offer at that point, and we'll buy your house on the day of your choice. One thing about our program is we actually pay cash. So no one has to qualify for the loan, and your house doesn't have to qualify for a loan. So we just need to simply complete this questionnaire, and our purchase manager, Ryan, will actually be making you an offer. It's actually a win-win situation.
What if my house doesn't need any repairs?
What if your house doesn't need any repairs? Well, that would be absolutely outstanding.
Well, my house is not a fixer-upper.
Your house isn't a fixer-upper. Terrific. We buy houses in all kinds of situations. I've bought some of the, most rundown houses, and I've bought some really beautiful homes. And yours sounds like it may qualify as the really beautiful home. We just simply now need to ask you the rest of the questions, make you an offer, you agree to that offer, and tell us the day you want your cash. That's all we have to do from here.
Well, I don't want my tenants bothered.
You don't want your tenants bothered, and neither do we. One of the nice things about our program is we don't plan on living in the home. And some occasions, we want to keep the tenants in the property. So we don't want them knowing that you're selling either. So we're going to do everything we can so that they don't know that.
How fast can you buy my house?
As fast as you can agree to the sales price. We then open up escrow or closing, and it's up to them. That they're going to do is they're going to gather some information from you. They're going to confirm that information with the county recorder's office, and then they're going to ask us for our money. We're going to give them our money, and they're going to give you our money. So we have done this in as little as 48 hours. How soon would you like to have your money?
Are you one of those flippers?
Are we one of those flippers? Well, what we are is we're professional real estate investors. That means we buy a house. We determine its best use. Sometimes that means fixing it up, reconditioning it, putting it back on the market for a new family. Sometimes that means keeping the existing tenants in it and keeping it a home for them? We really don't know until after we buy your house. But what we can guarantee is when you agree to sell us your house and we agree to buy the house, you can have the cash on the day of your choice.
So you buy houses to flip them?
So we buy houses to flip, and sometimes we buy houses to remodel. Sometimes we buy houses as investments ourselves where we actually keep the tenants in. It really depends on the house, how much we're going to pay for it, the condition the property's in, and the best use of the property.
I received a note in the mail.
You received a note in the mail. Well, that's outstanding. That means our marketing dollars are at work doing great things. Did you have a house you were hoping to sell?
Why did you send me this note?
Why did we send you the note? Your home must have qualified as one of the homes in the area that we were interested in buying. Did you have a house you were hoping to sell?
What does this note mean?
What does the note mean? It means that it's an exciting day for both of us. You have someone who wants to buy your house. And if you want to sell it, well, that's a perfect marriage because we want to actually give you cash on the day of your choice for your house. Did you have a house you were hoping to sell?
Well, who told you I was selling?
Who told you you were selling? No one told us you were selling. We were hoping you were going to sell. Are you thinking about selling your house?
How did you get my information?
How did I get your information? Well, that's an interesting question. We actually looked your information up on public record. Public record, by the way, is the local county assessors and the county recorder's office.
How did you pick my house?
There's several criteria that we use to determine the houses which we'd like to buy. And it's a long list. And quite frankly, I don't know it. They don't share that information with me. My job is to collect the information and then give that information to our purchase manager so they can make you a fair win-win offer.
Why can't I talk to Michael?
Why can't you talk to Michael? Well, I'm Alex, and we have a Ryan here. We do not have a Michael here.
Why can't I talk to Ryan?
You absolutely are going to be able to. We're hoping that you can talk to Ryan. As soon as I can collect some information from you, we can then give the phone to Ryan, or Ryan can set a time to actually call you back. And it'll be your choice. I just need to simply continue to ask you some questions about your property and then give that information to Ryan.
When are you going to get back to me?
Well, that's a great question. When are we going to get back to you? When would you like us to get back to you? We can either get back to you today at 4 o'clock or tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Which one was better for you?
How soon can I expect an offer?
How soon could you expect an offer? You can expect an offer as soon as you'd like to have one. It sounds like you want to go ahead and sell us your house. So we just need to simply continue this questionnaire, gather all the information, and at the end of it, we're going to actually make an appointment for Ryan to call you back. And we can do that either at 10 o'clock today or 2 o'clock tomorrow. Which one would be better for you?
Do you want to steal my house?
Do we want to steal your house? You know what? We have yet to ever steal a house from people. In fact, though, we make very happy sellers. Every one of our sellers agreed to the sales price. So no, we do not want to steal your house.
This isn't a fixer-upper.
It's not a fixer-upper. Well, that's terrific. We buy houses in all different conditions and styles and price ranges. Sounds perfect to us. Did you have a house you were hoping to sell?
I'm not selling for less than what it's worth.
You're not selling for less than what it's worth. And you know what? That's a great thing. We have yet to ever buy a house less than what it's worth.
I want you to make me an offer.
You want me to make you an offer. What we're going to actually do today is collect some information. I'm going to give that information to our purchase manager, Ryan, and his sole responsibility is to make sure he creates win-win offers for our sellers.
I already told you how much I want. Why aren't you offering me?
You've already told us how much you want. Why aren't we offering you? Well, first, my name is Alex, and my job is to collect all the information so I can then give it to Ryan. So then Ryan can call you back on a time that we schedule, and it could be today at 3 o'clock or tomorrow at 4 o'clock. And at that point, Ryan's actually going to make you an offer.
Thanks for listening to Buy, Sell, Fix, Flip. We'll be right back. Are you running out of leads? It's time you tried Yellow Letters at yellowletters.com. Get motivated seller leads through yellow letters, postcards, zip letters, typed professional letters, greeting cards, door hangers, and business cards. Yellow Letters is a full-service marketing company created with your success in mind. Get the personal attention you need to get your direct mail campaign started and get in touch at yellowletters.com. And we are back in 3, 2, 1.
Ryan, I already told you. I already told you what my bottom line number is. So, what did you have in mind? What's your offer?
Well, it's an interesting question, and I appreciate you saying that. What I know now is, at this point, you know more about your house than I do. So what I'm trying to do is figure out a way, based upon the numbers that you're telling me, that I can utilize the cash that we have to its fullest potential. And I hope you could appreciate that. And so what I need you to do is to tell me the least amount you can take for the house. If, as you're doing that, if it starts fitting into the highest and best use of our money, then I'm going to simply set a time to send you an agreement. We're going to agree to a price. You can tell me on which day you want your house sold and the cash in your pocket. I just need you to tell me the least amount you'll take. And if that's the number based upon everything else that you've said, I'll fall forward and actually agree to give you our cash. But I have to use the cash at the highest benefit possible. And you would do the same thing, wouldn't you?
Well, I already gave you my lowest price.
You've already given me your lowest price. You can't see yourself doing any better than that?
That is the least I will take.
That's the least you'll take. So after everything we've said and done and talked about, and I understood that you had this motivation that you needed to solve for, you can't help yourself out more than that?
That is the bottom line number. That is it. No more. That's it. Anything else will need to come from you.
That's the bottom line. That's it. No more. That's the least you can do. Any more will have to come from me. Well, I appreciate that. Here's what I'd like to do. I'm going to go ahead and set on my calendar to call you back in 3 days to see if things have changed. If they have changed, great. We can work forward and follow through with purchasing your house. If they haven't, that's fine too. But I want you to know we're always here when you're ready to sell us your house, okay?
Well, how much lower do you need me to go?
You know, how much lower do I need you to go is an interesting question. How much lower can you go to see yourself creating a win-win situation to receive the cash on the day of your choice, to receive the cash without any expenses, without any realtor fees or buyer concessions or repairs, or waiting for the house to sell on traditional manners, being able to sell it as is, so even the things that we don't see yet, maybe those things that pop up later. It's a pretty good program. So what can you see yourself doing? How much less could you go?
What did you have in mind?
What did I have in mind? I have in mind to create win-win situations and to ask you questions and have you answer those in a fashion that causes us to say, yes, this person is being realistic, he's being fair, he's being reasonable. And when I hear those things, then I get excited because then I can actually make you an offer. I can agree to your sales price. I can set the cash, call it your cash, set your cash aside, and then give it to you on the day of your choice.
My house is not listed, so why would we be paying a commission?
Your house isn't listed. Why would you be paying a commission? That's an exciting question. We have found that the majority of homes are listed, and those homes actually earn a commission. Now, we don't think a commission's the right way to go in all situations. And in fact, in our case, because we're professional real estate investors, we actually know how to do all those things. So we don't need to pay a commission. But because the appraiser, when they appraise your neighbor's houses and all the houses around you, they actually build into the value a commission dollar. So we want to subtract that commission dollar because it's part of the value. And since we're not having that as part of the cost, there's no reason to leave it in there as part of the value. See, we want to be fair with you, and we know you want to be fair with us. That's how all those sellers, and we have bought hundreds of houses, have all came to the same conclusion that we were the best opportunity for them. They all agreed to sell us their house. We didn't steal any houses. We didn't do anything except pay full value and give the seller the exact amount that they were asking for. It's actually something that we really pride ourselves on over here, is actually creating win-win happy sellers. When would you like to be a happy seller?
Well, if there's no real estate agents involved, why are we even bringing up commissions?
Well, if there's no real estate agents involved, why are we bringing up commissions? It's just part of what we do when we buy houses, is we inform you that those costs, they won't be incurred, so that we can subtract them from the normal sales price if there were an agent.
Because there is no agent, then I should be able to keep that on my price.
Well, you would think that that would be the case. It just, unfortunately, doesn't work that way.
Since I'm not using a real estate agent, I wouldn't be paying that commission.
Well, if you sold us your house, you could absolutely sell us your house and not pay a real estate agent commission. If you sold it to somebody else, you're most likely going to. And it's at that point, it's not just the real estate agent commission that you'll be paying. You'll be paying those buyers' closing costs, the holding costs, the minimum lender standards on repairs, roof certification, termite reports, and all the fix-up stuff that home inspector checks off on that 3-inch book about how bad your house is. The beauty of how we buy houses is we want you to be comfortable with the net amount of money, what we call the walkaway money, the amount of money that we're going to put in your back pocket after we pay off all the loans and the liens that may be against the property, and assume all the responsibility for all the costs. And if we were to fix up the house and resell it, we'll be using a real estate agent, and at that time, we will have that cost involved. But we'll pay it at that time.
My house is listed, but I'm still interested in your offer.
Your house is listed, but you're still interested in our offer. Well, here's what we are. We're very professional real estate investors, and we don't believe it's our responsibility or even ethically or morally responsible to interfere with an agent trying to sell a house. If there ever becomes a time that the house comes off the market as an expired contract or a withdrawn contract, please give us a call back and we'll be happy to make you an offer on your house. And good luck with your real estate agent.
Well, my real estate agent said I can cancel it at any time.
Your real estate agent said you could cancel it any time. Well, we're not going to ask you to cancel it. However, if that happens, please give us a call back and we'll make you an offer to buy your house.
I don't have time. How long is this going to take?
The purchase of your house or this conversation?
No, this conversation.
Oh, we're almost done. We're almost at the point where we have obtained all the information that we need. We have just a few more questions. They're important. And We want to do a thorough and accurate job. We want to get a complete picture of the situation so we can make you the best offer possible.
I may be repeating here. Can you buy houses without looking at them?
We can. We're actually going to physically look at your house at some point. Once we go ahead and agree to a price and agree and sign an agreement and open up escrow, we're going to send out an inspector, a contractor to look at the roof. We may send out a termite contractor to look for termites, those kinds of things. Someone's going to visit the house and take some pictures. We're absolutely going to see your house. We just don't need to see it today.
How can you agree to buy it and come up with a price without seeing it?
Remember earlier when we asked you to be fair and honest and describe your house and all the things about it? We're going to assume that you actually did that for us. And it's important for us to take someone at their word. We have no reason to think that you would be doing anything other than being honest and open with us. You've answered all of our questions. And what we have found is this is the fastest and easiest way to get your house sold and cash in your pocket.
Go out and look at it and make me an offer.
Go out and look at it and make you an offer. Well, we would love to do that. It just doesn't fit inside of what we do. One of the programs that we have is people actually call us. They go through what I'm doing with you, the series of questions asked, and I ask those folks about their home. They're forthcoming. They give me honest answers. And we take those answers. I forward them off to our purchase manager, Ryan. He then calls you back on a time that we agree to buy the house. And he actually works with you and makes you an offer to buy the house. So it really just depends if you want to sell the house or not. It doesn't sound as though you do want to sell the house. And if that time does come, can you give us a call back?
I'm not selling.
You're not selling. Well, terrific. Well, thank you for calling. If you happen to know anybody that's looking to sell a house, we keep us in mind. We actually pay a $500 finder's fee to those folks that find us people that need to sell a house and we actually buy. So you have a wonderful day, and thank you for calling.
Well, I'm not really selling my house.
You're not really selling your house. Is that because you're not sure or you're absolutely not sure? I'm sorry. Is that because you're not sure and that you may be selling, or you know for a fact, 100% fact that you're not selling?
It's not for sale.
It's not for sale. So you don't have a house that you're hoping to sell. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, my house is not for sale.
Well, terrific. Well, I appreciate you taking the time and calling us and letting us know that. In the meantime, if you happen to have any family or friends that are looking to sell their house, please give us our number. And if the time ever comes that you do want to sell your house, please give us a call back. We appreciate you calling. You have a wonderful day.
I do want to sell it, and it's listed with a real estate agent.
You want to sell it, and it's listed with a real estate agent. Well, it sounds like you're on the right track. I certainly hope that your real estate agent finds you an offer that you could accept, a timely offer. If they can't, and your listing expires or somehow cancels, and it comes off the market, please give us a call, and we'll make you an offer to buy your house.
That's just not enough, your offer.
Well, I haven't made you an offer, but anyway, so it's just not enough, my offer. I appreciate that. I totally understand that. And when I'm going to answer it a different way. So my offer is...
Yeah, I'm moving categories here.
My offer isn't enough. I appreciate that. Let's do this. Let's go ahead, and I'm going to thank you for calling us and giving us the opportunity to buy your house. If things change, please keep us in mind. If they don't change and you sell it to somebody else, that's great too. But I appreciate the opportunity to talk to you today. And if you happen to know anybody that has a house that they need to sell, will you forward them on my phone number? Thanks so much. You have a wonderful day.
That's just too low. I want more for my house.
That's just too low. You want more for your house. I appreciate that. By the way, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Who's your favorite actor?
Joe Smith.
Joe Smith? Are you kidding? Joe Smith. He was in that Western with Denzel Washington. He's a pretty good actor. I get that. I actually get that.
That's Will Smith.
Oh, Will Smith. Did you do you want to know who my favorite actor is?
Yeah, okay.
And he's not because he's a really good actor, but I think Brad Pitt's pretty cool. And again, it's not because he's a great actor, but man, he's married to Angelina Jolie. And let's face it, who wouldn't want to be married to Angelina Jolie? So, man, do you know what? I looked in the mirror the other day as I was going out my door, and I looked over at it, and I didn't see Brad. And I want to be Brad. I mean, let's face it, I'd want to be Brad Pitt. Who doesn't? But I looked in the mirror, and I wasn't Brad. And I came to the realization that just because I want something doesn't make it real. We've gone over how we buy houses. We've gone over all the things that we cover and how we can have the money to you on the day of your choice. We've gone over the fact that we're going to buy it as is, that there's not going to be any lenders involved. There's not going to be holding costs or closing costs. We went over the fact that people aren't going to be going through your house on open houses and strangers and people that are worse than strangers. We've gone over all that. I just need you to simply understand that, yeah, we can want more and we can want something different, but it doesn't make it real. We both know that these are real numbers. At this point, I just need you to simply tell me the lowest amount you'll go so we can come to an agreement to actually buy the house.
I want more than what it's worth.
You want more than what it's worth. Can you do me a favor?
Okay.
Can you call me back when it's worth what you think it is? That more than what it's worth number? And let's talk about it then. In the meantime, if something happens and you need to sell a house sooner than more than what it's worth comes about, call us back and we'll set a time to actually buy the house.
Thanks for listening to the Michael Quarles Real Estate Show. Get more info and stay in touch at michaelquarles.com.